had a great question at Meat Stock, and it was about how to cook a perfect medium steak. So first of all, first step, go to your butcher and get a really nice cut of meat. So been down to Meats on Mitchell, we've got ourselves a T-bone for Sarah, and we've got ourselves a ribeye to show you that one as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse sear these. So the first step is we've got them down to room temperature, and what we want to do now is we're going to season it up. We're going to do one with a steak seasoning and the other with just a salt and pepper. So we're going to use the Murray River salt, and we're going to season that up, reverse it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to throw it onto the mini, put it up to high temperature and sear it off. So with our seasoning with one of the steaks, we're going to do the pepper steak here from Smoky Joe's. It's going to give that a light seasoning over the steak. Now, when we're cooking, we're actually going to use the food guide here. Right, we want to get to 63 degrees for the medium. Now for the ribeye, I'm actually going to cook that to a medium rare because that's how I like my steak. So what we want to do is actually get to a few degrees below before you sear, and then rest. So when you look at it, when you rest, it's going to go up a couple of degrees, and when you sear it, it's going to go up a couple of degrees. So for this one here, for a medium, you're looking at 63 degrees Celsius or 145 Fahrenheit. So what you want to do is make sure that you actually go below that. So we'll be aiming for around a 58 to then be able to sear, a quick sear, and then a rest. That should get us up to 63 for the medium steak. So our Murray River salt. And a bit of cracked pepper. All right, now to make sure that we get it to the right temperature, we're going to throw in a meter probe into the ribeye, and we'll monitor that temperature. We'll keep probing the other steak as well, so T-bone will just use an instant thermometer, but we'll go from there. So we've got our two steaks onto the smoker. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll crank this up to a 135 degree temperature and start to reverse here. So our steaks are starting to rise in temperature, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn our mini on. What we've got in here is we've got our barbecue plate. Alright, so we're going to sear it onto there. So we're going to turn that up really hot. We only want a light sear on both sides, and that way we get that nice crust and still have the perfect steak. Okay, so we've got our mini, it's getting up to temperature, it's 171 degrees. We've taken out the deflector plate, so it's straight onto the grill, so that it should be really nice and hot. So let's jump in. Okay, we're ready to take our steak off, and we're going to let that rest. So what we've got is we've got some foil. That steak straight into the foil. All right, that'll need to rest for about 2 to 3 minutes. Alright, so it's time to take our ribeye off. It's got to about 48 degrees, so we want to try and get that up through the sear. Alright, so we're going to turn our ribeye over. So our ribeye is ready to come off. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap that up. So I'm going to grab some foil. So you can see here that nice crust around the steak, looking really good. Right, I'm going to wrap that up, and that's going to rest for a couple of minutes as well. So I'm going to take the meter probe out. Wrap that up nice and tight, and we'll let that rest. Our T-bone has rested now, so we're going to give that a bit of a cut up and see how it looks. Alright. Yeah, perfect medium cooked steak. Hope you enjoy, Sarah. Now it's time to cut into the ribeye. Nice juicy piece of ribeye. So I must say the salt and pepper really does work well on a steak. Delicious.